In this video, I will show you how to do an ad hoc invoice record from a project. Note in this project, we are capturing billable time and billable expenses. I added the billable hours and billable total column to the work breakdown structure. I can see that I have some billable values that need to be handled. Navigate to the invoice records and proposals, then click on plus invoice record. You can enter in your any attributes you need for your invoice record. In this case, I'm going to call this ad hoc bill for my client. And then you're presented with a blank invoice record. Or a blank, yes. From here, you'll click on plus time. Then you can use the filters down here to search maybe by resource or specific dates. In this case, I'm just going to search everything. Up top too, I'm going to say this is for development. I'm going to calculate from time entries. This is my first line. Add a description. This is progress billing, or I'll just call development billing. I'm just making this up, but you would put what's appropriate to you, and then you can check the lines that you want to add, and it'll automatically calculate for you. You can change it to be a fixed total and then just mark it up, and then the system will automatically calculate the rate. Or I can say, no, I really want to calculate from the time entries, or I want a fixed quantity, total, and rate, and I can adjust any of these numbers by saying this is 200 at 150, and it automatically will amortize that across the lines. But if you want to go back to your calculate from entries, because this might be an ad hoc bill, you would do it that way. Then just click save. And a new line is created. Then those time entries, if you want to come back, you can remove them and search for more. But these time entries are no longer available to be added to any other invoice once they are on a line. From here, you can also add expenses the same way. Make the expense line. This is our travel charges. These charge types match charge types in the accounting system, like QuickBooks, but I'll search for some travel. This will find any expenses that are in there. Here's our travel line, and then click save. And I've just made an expense line on there. I didn't actually name it, so let me put in travel to site. So I'm able to edit. I'm actually able to edit a line from here. There is another option here where you can bulk add time or bulk add expense by clicking this more menu. From here, you can actually say, I want to find just the resources or just the time codes, and it lets you group it. I can say I want one line per time entry, or one line per person, or one line per resource type. So this is how you can bulk add time line items. So let me do this by person. So if I click this, will find any lines, and it added billing for Steve and it added billing for Dylan by doing that. So this is a way to bulk add time. And in fact, you can, now that I did it, I can look and see what I want. No, I don't. I just want to undo that and start over. So from here, you can bulk add timeline items from there. There's also concatenation rules, so you can concatenate the time entry description, for example, into the description. So let me do that again. I will find any time entries. I'm not filtering them. I can filter them by person, but I'm going to do one line time item per person. And then in the description, any line items would get added to the description if I didn't have any, but if this had descriptions, they would get concatenated to my line. So that's another way that you can do an ad hoc invoice record from a time and materials invoice record from Project and Project Insight.